السلام عليكم تي في بلنا مجندوا إمي هبة فرنا مرحبا دندمان أرجون موسى مطلوب ميجادي كتبه فرنا مبادر كلي سيدز جلوبال بيزنس نتورك فورم أدي آيلاند إنفستمنت فورم فشمو رسميات تبه فرنا هم جنس المتكا مرسميات شرف ركود دبوا محمد جيفاوني رئيس الجمهورية دكتور محمد مويز راجع كم يفهر سيدز جلوبال بيزنس نتورك فورم بيبي كنداير مي فورم كي ترجي وامون كودي جزيرة قوم توجه ترجي مسكة توجه تفات دائرات حاسكو قوم توجه ويفاري مدني جمعيات هي فور كده فراتكوجه أدي دراسة ورنا هني دائراتوجه كما قولة فراتوجه حصة إترو كروما بابا فورمه می فورم می فارو راجع کا بیبی گندائرو می فورم ایکم می بیبی گندا آیلینڈ انویسٹمنٹ فورم کی بس راجع ور فائدہ قرآن فورم کو تو کا سرکار میدار بے خاص کو راجع کے ترقی کے ایک دائرہ تک انویسٹر روم ہو دمٹ کا می فارو کے فورم ور مهم دورن ادا قرآن کا سرکار وانی میدار بے فا می فارو کے فورم می فار راجع کا بیبی گندائرو می فورم تینگو تک حساب کا سرکار وانی میدار بے ای می گلوبل بزنس فورم نیٹورک فورم می فورم باواتا می دیہون آہار کما بے فا می دیہا سروس هر انتگا ادي بابودا بيبي ترجي ومغن كودي جزيرة قومتجي حترونا بين اللقوامي بدلومغا جزيرة قومتجي ديها أهار ترجي تصور انتگا and بابودا agenda for small island developing states آباس باس كرما بيبي فورم के सिलसिला के फुरतो फॉरम मुंग अदि मी गेतरों मी फॉरम मी फारो राज्य का बेवेरो मी राइसो जमहूरिया देहा सर्विस वना हर इंटिगा एंड बाबुडा का बेबी सिट्स फॉरम का बावेरी बे एमनिक फंड नेंगे इस तेंगों के दशों हम कुरियदा फॉरम में कुछ हम सरकार फाहा कुरे एहं कमुंग मी फॉरम बेस पिफारो वारा बड़ा बेस हम तफात वे विगिंदाने कमा सरकार वनी विदार बेफा मी फारो के फॉरम के मी एजेंडा एंगल में बदला है मी फर्स्ट के रस्मियात के एजेंडा यहाँ से को बदला है राइसो जमहूरिया डॉक्टर मोहम्मद मोइज़ मी फॉरम के तेरे वाक फुल देख के वनी हम जहीफा मी के तुरंत वह राज्य खारजी वजीर इर्शाम आदम में रस्मियात गवाह को दक्कवाने अदि इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट एंड ट्रांसपोर्ट मिनिस्टर मोहम्मद सईद वेस में रस्मियात के तेरे वाह को देख के बनी हम जहीफा कुड़ा इरुकोले के तेरे गमी फोरम फेशिंग इन दायर आलबम में मिहाई साबुम भी तिबे फुलना हम में फोरम के निश्चित मट्टा रईस जमहूरिया रस्मियात मालूम बढ़ाएगा तुम तिबे फुलना में रस्मियात के निश्चित देना
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم مثل الذين ينفقون أموالهم في سبيل الله كمثل حبة أنبتت 7 سنابل في كل سنبلة 100 حبة والله يضاعف لمن يشاء والله واسع عليم الذين ينفقون أموالهم في سبيل الله ثم لا يتبعون ما أنفقوا منا ولا أذى لهم أجرهم عند ربهم ولا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون قول مغفرة خير من صدقة يتبعها أذى والله غني حليم يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تبطلوا صدقاتكم بالمن والأذى لا تبطلوا صدقاتكم بالمن والأذى كالذي ينفق ماله رئاء الناس ولا يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فمثله كمثل صفوان عليه تراب فأصابه وابل فتركه صلدا لا يقدرون على شيء مما كسبوا والله لا يهدي القوم الكافرين صدق الله العظيم.
Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon, Your Excellency President Dr. Mohammad Muiz, distinguished ministers, excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Government of the Republic of Maldives and the organizers, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the opening ceremony of the SIDS Global Business Network Forum 2026 and Island Investment Forum. My name is Aminat Maisa Latif from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and I will be the master of the ceremony this afternoon. We are honored by your presence as we bring together governments, the private sector, development partners, and stakeholders from across small island developing states and the wider international community. The ceremony began with the recitation of the Holy Quran by Muhammad Nuhaik Ibrahim Shifau, a student of Tarumawanta School. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my distinct honor to invite Her Excellency Irtisham Adam, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Maldives, to deliver the welcome remarks. Minister.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. His Excellency Dr. Mohammad Muiz, President of the Republic of Maldives, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance and Economic Development of Tuvalu, Honorable Panapasi Nelson, Minister of Human Resources, Culture, Tourism and Development of Palau, Honorable Nizai Belas Muthu, Minister of Economic Development, Transport and Trade, His Excellency Mohammad Said, Minister of Finance and Public Enterprises, His Excellency Hassan Zarir, SIDS, all the SIDS delegates here, Cabinet ministers, senior officials, ambassadors, and permanent representatives, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and a very good afternoon and marhaba to the sunny side of life. SIDS can and SIDS must lead. We can shape and steer our future. SIDS must stand as beacons of resilience and innovation, setting examples for the world to follow. 2 years ago, in the land of 365 beaches, Antigua and Barbuda, His Excellency President Dr. Mohammad Muiz declared these words. Words that began the journey that brings us all here today. We are proud and happy to welcome you to the Maldives for a conference that will showcase our resilience and innovation, that will build partnerships and friendships, prosperity and progress. It was 37 years ago on a sunny day like this that representatives from the small island developing states and their friends from across the world gathered in the Maldives to discuss the impacts of sea level rise on small states. On 18 November 1989, they adopted the Malé Declaration on Global Warming and Sea Level Rise. The document became the catalyst for the creation of the Alliance of Small Island Developing States, AOSIS. That conference became the first gathering of its kind, the first time any state, small or large, had so publicly declared the destructive impact of global warming and sea level rise as a threat to humanity. Since then, small island developing states have become a driving force in global efforts to address climate change. To ensure sustainable development that leaves no one behind, to mobilize affordable, adequate, and accessible finance, the Maldives is proud to have been a part of this history alongside our fellow SIDS. Together, we served in the trenches, and dare I say, come out stronger. We confronted the impossible challenges with unparalleled determination. We faced adversity with hope. The Maldives has been building on its legacy as an innovator at home and abroad. Under President Dr. Muiz's Maldives First foreign policy, we are determined to deepen our engagement on multilateral forums, have a seat at every table, but also ensure we are heard. Lead, especially on issues of critical importance for Maldives and others like us. We are looking towards digitizing our economy and artificial intelligence as the next phase of our development journey. We are looking at generating our electricity through greener and more sustainable ways, and in turn, building more resilient and durable cities and islands. We are looking at investing in a more creative people, building a more skilled, healthier, and educated workforce for the challenges of tomorrow. We are investing in our digital infrastructure. These plans, the lessons and challenges that shape them is what we hope to share with you here over these 2 days. In 2014, the SIDS Global Business Network was launched to build connections, bridge divides, and boost investment. A decade later, those connections span oceans and continents. This network has been a vessel to find solutions for the very unique challenges the private sectors in our countries face. It has been a mechanism for investors to find partners in SIDS, generating projects and investments that continue to benefit our peoples. Today, we go a step further. Today, we will launch the Island Investment Forum, a key outcome from the Antigua and Barbuda for the SIDS ABES, a vehicle that will find practical solutions, fund genuine partnerships, and direct much-needed finance, know-how, and investment to SIDS. Sustainable development requires stronger partnerships with the private sector, investors, and innovators. Today, we bring together governments, business communities, private sector, academia, and civil society. It is the start of a renewed effort to invest in SIDS, especially in today's very challenging global environment. Our message, SIDS are not liabilities. We are good investments. Our populations are young, they are educated and driven. Our economies are small, yet robust and ready for innovation. Here in the Maldives, we have many experiences to share. Many lessons we have learned and are ready to share. Our pioneers have built the world's leading tourism destination from nothing. Our fishing community have built the most sustainable fishery from our traditions. Today, we look ahead. With the support of our many partners within the government, the state-owned enterprises, and the private sector, we have put together a program that will combine discussions on challenges, best practices, and practical solutions. We hope our efforts will result in a productive and useful stay here in the Maldives. The Maldives is preparing for an ambitious future, as His Excellency President Dr. Moise has underlined, a developed country by 2040. But we know we cannot do it alone. We believe in partnerships, efforts that raise all boats. Because this winding path of development is fraught with ups and downs, surprises and hardships. It is a path best traveled with friends by your side, supporting you through the pain and celebrating with you through the wins. I wish to express our sincere appreciation to His Excellency the President for gracing us with his presence at this event today. Before I conclude, I wish to express my sincere appreciation for the Office of the High Representative for the Least Developed Countries, Landlocked Countries, Developing Countries, and Small Island Developing States, as well as the United Nations Resident Coordinator Rep officers for their continued support and valuable contributions. I also wish to extend my sincere appreciation to the Minister of Economic Development, Transport and Trade, His Excellency Mohammed Saeed, and his dedicated team, especially Invest Maldives, for partnering with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in delivering this forum. I also wish to extend my thanks to the Ministry of Finance and Public Enterprise, His Excellency Hassan Zarir, especially the Planning Department, for the support extended in organizing the field visits. Once again, welcome to the Maldives, where the sun, seas, and sand are 24/7, except, of course, when it rains. We hope you enjoy our vivid blues, our bright turquoise, and exceptional whites. But most importantly, we hope that this opportunity provides the space to build strong networks, learn our new solutions, and foster new partnerships that will bring resilient prosperity for our countries, our people, for our generations to come. I thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Minister, for your remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, we now invite you to discover the Maldives, a nation shaped by resilience, driven by ambition, and inspired by possibility. Please enjoy this short film, Welcome to the Maldives.
Across the vast Indian Ocean lies a nation shaped by resilience, connected by the sea, and inspired by possibility. The Maldives is more than a collection of islands. It is a nation that has transformed its geography into opportunity and continues to redefine what is possible for small island developing states. Over the past 5 decades, the Maldives has achieved remarkable economic and social progress. From building a world-class tourism industry to expanding modern infrastructure, strengthening institutions, investing in connectivity, and improving the quality of life of our people, each milestone has laid the foundation for our next chapter of growth. Today, the Maldives is creating one of the region's most modern investment ecosystems. Through regulatory reform, strengthened institutions, streamlined investment facilitation, and strategic public-private partnerships, we are creating an environment where businesses can invest with confidence and grow sustainably. The Maldives has become one of the world's leading destinations for sustainable high-value tourism, bringing together internationally renowned hospitality brands and homegrown pioneers to create experiences recognized across the globe. Situated at the crossroads of major Indian Ocean shipping lanes, the Maldives is investing in modern maritime infrastructure to strengthen regional connectivity, facilitate trade and logistics, and unlock new opportunities for sustainable economic growth. For generations, the ocean has sustained our people. Today, the Maldives continues to demonstrate that sustainable fisheries, marine conservation, and responsible stewardship of our ocean resources can drive economic prosperity while safeguarding our marine ecosystems for future generations. Across our islands, renewable energy solutions, digital connectivity, and technological innovation are helping build a more resilient and competitive economy. Behind every achievement are the people shaping the future of our nation. Entrepreneurs, engineers, architects, tourism professionals, fishermen, environmental champions, innovators. Together, they are creating solutions that strengthen our economy while preserving the natural heritage that defines the Maldives. Like all small island developing states, the Maldives continues to face challenges, from climate resilience and energy transition to food security, sustainable infrastructure, and digital transformation. Yet these challenges also present opportunities for innovation, investment, and partnership. As we host the SIDS Global Business Network and Island Investment Forum, we welcome governments, investors, innovators, and development partners from around the world. Together, let us transform ambition into action, unlock sustainable investment, and build a more resilient future for small island developing states. Welcome to the Maldives.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my distinct honor to invite His Excellency Dr. Mohammad Muiz, President of the Republic of Maldives, to deliver his address. Your Excellency, the President.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance and Economic Development of Tuvalu, Honorable Panapasi Nelesone, Minister of Human Resources, Culture, Tourism and Tourism Development of Palau, Honorable Irazibal Mutul, our Cabinet Ministers and senior officials, ambassadors and permanent representatives of small island developing states, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon. First of all, I extend a very warm welcome to all our distinguished guests who have traveled to the Maldives to be part of this important forum. It is a great honor for the Maldives to host this gathering of Small Island Developing States Global Business Network. For too long, the story of small island developing states has been told primarily through the lens of vulnerability, our size, our geography, our exposure to climate change, and the constraints imposed by them. But vulnerability is only part of our story. The other part is our determination. We are nations that have turned limitations into ingenuity, distance into connectivity, and challenges into opportunities. It is this spirit of resilience and enterprise that is also reflected in the strength of our private sector. Micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises are the engines of SIDS economies and often where our most practical ideas begin. MSMEs innovate, create, and respond to the challenges that surround them, sometimes finding solutions that governments may struggle to deliver on their own. Our islands may be small. Our markets may be small too, but our ideas do not have to be small. An idea born on one island can reach customers, investors, and markets far beyond its shores. For that to happen, however, entrepreneurs need an environment in which they can develop and test their ideas, the finance to build viable enterprises, and the connections to reach markets. That is why the Maldives designated this year, 2026, as the year of productivity, and 2026 and 2027 as years of special focus on SMEs. We are committed to putting in place the right policies, dedicated financing, and the digital infrastructure needed to help promising ideas grow into sustainable and successful businesses. That is why we are also providing flexible financing through targeted loans for MSMEs in island communities. This includes a loan scheme of $6.5 million for startups, with earmarked funding for women-led businesses. To date, that fund has supported close to 200 women-led businesses. This also includes a youth entrepreneur financing fund worth $65 million, providing young entrepreneurs with greater access to capital to turn their ideas into viable and growing businesses. But as we know, finance is only one part of the ecosystem. Entrepreneurs also need the tool and networks to develop new products, services, and creative enterprises. So we are working to create a broader enabling environment for businesses to start, grow, and invest by improving access to finance, strengthening digital services, facilitating investment, and reducing the barriers that can constrain entrepreneurship and private sector growth. We are providing business development support, entrepreneurship programs, and measures to help Maldivian businesses become more competitive and productive. Our aim is to create an economy in which both Maldivian businesses and international partners enjoy conducive conditions to invest, innovate, and grow. We want to create opportunities for Maldivians at every level. The participation of local businesses, entrepreneurs, and workers remain an important part of our economic transformation, so that the benefits of economic growth are more broadly shared across our communities. We are strengthening opportunities for Maldivian businesses, including through sectors and activities reserved for local businesses, and modernized our foreign investment framework through the new Foreign Investment Act, creating a clearer and more modern framework for attracting responsible foreign investment while safeguarding national interests, and ensuring that foreign investment contributes to our national development priorities. We plan to increase the contribution of the digital and creative economies to 15% of GDP by 2030. To that end, we are establishing dedicated regional cultural centers of heritage entrepreneurs together with creator hubs where creative professionals can develop their work and grow their enterprises. We are also using national platforms such as the Maldives Expo to encourage creativity, entrepreneurship, and innovation, and to give Maldivian businesses and creators opportunities to showcase their products, ideas, and capabilities. Following the success of the first Maldives Expo, the second edition is scheduled to take place in October this year, bringing together businesses and creators from across the country. We are working towards the country's first trade acceleration zone by 1st January 2027 to facilitate MSME growth and incentivize such companies. Businesses must also be able to transact, access finance, and reach customers. We are expanding access to digital financial services for MSMEs, introduce homegrown digital wallets, expanding digital payment solutions, including BML Swipe, and integrating PayPal, all in support of our creators, entrepreneurs, and businesses. These measures are helping MSMEs tap into the global digital economy while creating opportunities to access finance faster, more simply, and in more modern ways. To reach larger markets, we have established a direct channel between Maldives producers and international buyers through our strategic partnership with Authentic Maldives and Alibaba. We are also expanding market access through trade agreements, including the Maldives-China Free Trade Agreement, the recently effective preferential trade agreement with Turkey, and ongoing discussions towards closer trade agreements with India. But connectivity is not only digital. For an island nation, especially the archipelagic states, physical connectivity is equally important. We are therefore improving our transport networks, expanding sea and air connectivity, and strengthening connections between our islands so that communities, businesses, and people can move more efficiently and access opportunities across the country and beyond. We have identified the digital economy and digitalization as central to advancing our economy. Through our Maldives 2.0 agenda, we are working to use digital connectivity to overcome the limitations of geography and scale, making government and financial services more accessible, enabling businesses to operate more efficiently, and connecting Maldivian entrepreneurs and talents to global markets. Digitalization changes the possibilities available to a small economy. A product created on one island can find a buyer elsewhere, and a service developed for one community can reach another. We are already seeing this potential reflected in new investments in digital infrastructure. Google's investment in subsea connectivity infrastructure in the Maldives demonstrates how global technology partnership can help overcome the geographical constraints of island economies. For SIDS, digital connectivity is no longer simply a communications issue. It is economic infrastructure that can enable trade, financial services, tourism, creative industries, education, and new forms of employment. Our scale can therefore become an advantage. SIDS can serve as laboratories for innovation, incubators for ideas and technology and solutions. The challenge is turning that creativity into economic opportunity. That requires investment not only in ideas and entrepreneurs, but also in the infrastructure that enables them to succeed. This is why we are investing in strategic infrastructure to expand our connectivity and productive capacity, including the development of the Tilafushi International Port, which will strengthen our logistics and maritime capabilities while creating new opportunities for trade and investment. Renewable energy is another area where we see both a national priority and an opportunity for investment and innovation. We are advancing large-scale renewable energy projects, including floating solar, as we work to strengthen energy security, reduce our dependence on imported fuel, and build a more sustainable economy. These investments reflect a broader ambition to build an economy that is more diversified, digitally connected, resilient, and open to responsible private investment. Excellencies, the Global Business Network brings together entrepreneurs, investors, international buyers, technology providers, financial institutions, and business partners around opportunities emerging from seeds. This forum can help move these opportunities from ideas and early-stage enterprises to investment, technology partnerships, commercial relationships, and access to global markets. It can also enable successful ideas and solutions developed in one seeds to reach another more quickly, allowing our countries to build on each other's experience. We have seen the value of this in our own experience. The Maldives has invested in adaptation, strengthened resilience against the impacts of climate change, and integrated nature conservation into our development projects. In many cases, we have learned through trial and error. Sharing those lessons allows other seeds to build on what works without repeating the same process. Forums such as this allow those lessons to move more readily among our countries. We should also look beyond traditional investment flows. There is significant potential for seeds-to-seeds investment, partnerships, and technology transfer. A solution developed for one island context can often be adapted to another, allowing us to scale innovation into markets that share similar challenges. The Maldives has continued to advocate for greater investment in seeds, particularly in adaptation and resilience, where investment can generate significant economic returns. I am therefore honored that the Maldives is hosting the inaugural Island Investment Forum. The Maldives is home to international investments ranging from industry to infrastructure, which have generated benefits for our people and for investors. We continue to welcome investors and partners who are prepared to grow with us, bringing capital, technology, expertise, and access to markets while creating lasting value for our people and our economy. Investment in seeds is a strategic investment in innovation, resilience, and sustainable growth. For too long, the investment conversation around seeds has focused primarily on our vulnerabilities and constraints. These realities are important, but they are not the whole story. Our countries are also markets for innovation, renewable energy, digital services, tourism, logistics, climate solutions, and new forms of enterprise. We must also unlock the potential of the blue economy, from sustainable fisheries and marine tourism to maritime services, technology and innovative approaches to financing conservations. I therefore call on OHRLLS working with SIDS to develop this network into the central platform connecting promising island ideas and enterprises with finance, technology, partners, and markets. Governments must create environments in which entrepreneurs can succeed. Financial institutions and investors must expand access to capital. Technology companies and international businesses must open new connections and markets. Academia and civil society also have an important role in bringing knowledge, expertise, and networks to this effort. The Maldives reaffirmed its commitment to supporting the full implementation of ABAS through stronger cooperation among and within the private sectors of our countries, and through greater investment in seeds, especially in adaptation and resilience. Our islands will remain small, but with smart investments, they can become powerful sources of ideas, innovation, and entrepreneurship that the world needs. Let us give those ideas every opportunity to reach the world. I thank you all.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We will now hear a video remarks by Ms. Rabab Fatima, United Nations High Representative for the Least Developed Countries, Landlocked Developing Countries, and Small Island Developing States.
Excellencies, distinguished participants, it is my honor and pleasure to welcome you to the 2026 SIDS Global Business Network Forum in the beautiful Maldives. I extend my sincere appreciation to the government of the Maldives for hosting this gathering and for their close partnership with my office. I regret that I'm unable to join you in person, but I'm pleased that the forum has brought together participants from around the world representing island governments, businesses, investment promotion agencies, development partners, and the UN system. 2 years back in 2024, on the sidelines of the SIDS-4 conference in Antigua and Barbuda, we held a very successful SGBN forum. And our gathering here in beautiful Male builds on the momentum generated there. At the closing of the 2024 forum, Honorable President Dr. Mohammad Moizu called for greater investment in MSMEs and young entrepreneurs, including women entrepreneurs, alongside stronger partnerships and greater access to affordable finance. 2 years later, the Maldives is not only carrying that message forward, it has provided a platform for real action. And the need for action is clear. Global foreign direct investment reached $1.6 trillion in 2025, yet only $9.8 billion flowed to small island developing states, representing just a mere 0.6% of global FDI. But this is not simply a story about an investment gap. It is also a story about investment opportunities. Across the SIDS, businesses are developing solutions in renewable energy, sustainable tourism, digital services, ocean industries, and other emerging sectors. The challenge now is to turn promising island opportunities into investable propositions and connect them with the right capital, expertise, and markets. And that is where the forum comes in. Over the coming days, investors and business leaders will engage directly with island enterprises, governments seeking investment in private sectors, and organizations working to build stronger pipelines of commercially viable projects. The launch here of the Island Investment Forum under the SIDS Center of Excellence is especially timely and very welcome. The Global Business Network and the Island Investment Forum must be mutually reinforcing while connecting with the broader UN SIDS partnership framework. The Global Business Network can build relationships and generate partnership. The Island Investment Forum can help take those opportunities further by supporting project development, investor engagement, and ultimately securing investments. As you embark on focused dialogue over the coming days, allow me, Excellencies, to offer 3 points to complement the discussions that you'll be having here in Mali. Firstly, it is important to invest in local businesses and in the people behind them. We must support MSMEs, particularly those led by women and young people, to become investment ready, connect to global markets, and to participate in emerging sectors. With only 2% of the world's exports originating from the SIDS, investment must also help island economies to diversify, strengthen local value chains, and expand into higher value activities that create jobs and resilience. For investors, this means looking beyond the size of individual island markets and recognizing the potential for solutions developed in one island economy to be adapted and scaled across others. Second, it is imperative to make finance work for island realities. Private investors are rightly concerned with risk, scale, returns, and the ability to execute. In many island economies, promising investments are constrained by small deal sizes, high transaction costs, limited project preparation, and perceptions of risk that do not always reflect the underlying opportunity. Governments, development banks, and investors should expand blended finance, guarantees, concessional instruments, and project preparation support. Investment promotion agencies and business support organizations must be equipped to develop commercially viable pipelines, while governments create predictable and transparent environments in which businesses can invest with confidence. And my final point is to ensure that commitments lead to action. The success of this forum should not be measured only by the quality of our discussions or the number of contacts exchanged. It should be measured by what happens next. Businesses becoming investment ready, projects moving towards financing, partnerships being formed, and capital being mobilized. To the investors and business leaders with us here today, I earnestly invite you to look closely at the opportunities before you. Meet the entrepreneurs, examine the projects, explore partnerships, bring your expertise and networks to the table. And to our island entrepreneurs and governments, it is a great opportunity to demonstrate not only what SIDS need, but what SIDS have to offer. For our part, my office will work with the SIDS Center of Excellence to strengthen the synergy between the Global Business Network and the Island Investment Forum and help carry promising connections beyond Mali. Together, we can turn opportunities into investment and investment into resilient and inclusive prosperity for SIDS. I wish you all a very productive and successful forum. I thank you.
It is now my pleasure to invite His Excellency Ambassador Walton Webson, Permanent Representative of Antigua and Barbuda to the United Nations, to deliver his remarks. Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Honorable Dr. Mohamed Issouf, President of the Republic of the Maldives, Deputy Prime Minister of Palau, distinguished Minister of Finance of Tuvalu, distinguished Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Maldives, other distinguished ministers and senior officials from amongst the small island developing states, ambassadors, excellencies, friends, colleagues. Let me begin by first of all thanking the government of the Republic of Maldives for working with us to coordinate and help to bring off this very important forum. Today, the launch of the IIF Island Investment Forum and the Business Network Forum begins a partnership, begins a commitment, and is delivering on the commitment that was made in Antigua and Barbuda at the 4th SIDS conference in terms of moving investment opportunities and creating environments to build on what we call resilient prosperity for small island developing states. Dr. Mohammed, Mr. President, your remarks were so appropriate. Your remarks reflects much of the thinking that we have been saying, much of the actual words and speeches that I have written down. Your remarks has given us the kind of energy, vision, and enthusiasm to go forward with the vision that we have established in Antigua and Barbuda through at the 4th SIDS conference. I recall your presence then and the insightful participation and input, and this is reflected in the remarks you just gave us. The vision lives on. Excellencies, colleagues, the launch of the IIF is a moment that allows us to move from paper to people, to bring the actions, to bring the words that we have been saying into action. We at SIDS recognize that the next 10 years are critical periods in our history. Therefore, the Antigua and Barbuda agenda for SIDS, ABAS, we are determined to work together to take those words from the paper to change the lives and the trajectory of development for the people of small island states. But words alone are not enough. It must be backed by action. Action that like coming together here is step one. The forum will allow us an opportunity to share ideas, will allow us an opportunity to meet others. But when we leave here, we must not just leave here and say, it's been a great forum, or it's been wonderful to be in the Maldives. Yes, it is. Indeed, it is. But we must leave here with a determination that we are engaged in an event that is meaningful towards the change that we want to see, the change that we feel must be for the people of our society. Colleagues, the Island Investment Forum is working together with the OHR LLS Business Network to make that difference. We want to be part of that transformation. We want to invite investors to our shores. We want to invite to expand our thinking beyond our island or beyond our sub-regions. Certainly, we think the time is right to move from local, regional, to begin to expand globally. There are 3 steps that I want to leave with you. Act, of course. I create your ideas to act, so we begin to act from local. It is important that our ideas are generated by our people, whether they are ideas from creating technology and innovation, or ideas of turning our traditions into a global marketable activity. Let us make our local ideas sharp and ripe for the larger market. Secondly, let's think globally. Our work cannot be only limited to our societies, small societies. Investors need scale. They need to begin to think if they start something in Maldives, it could reach the shores of Antigua and Barbuda. We must think globally. So from local to regional to global. And most significantly is to move those ideas into practical realities, so that we must move from paper to people. We must move from thinking of ideas, writing proposals, to implementing and acting on these in the interest of people. So it's from local to regional to global. And most importantly, to creating action for people to move from paper to people. Too long we know for sure that in small island developing states we have ideas. We know that we can write and create a proposal as good as any. But very often we have left it there. We now must take the next step. And the message that President Mohammed gave was excellent, ideal. We must take the next step to implement these, to create action for our people. Give ourselves a target. 2034 marks the 10 years of the Abbas, and at that point, working through our Center of Excellence in collaboration with the UN, we must be in a position to analyze true movement for development for our people. We must turn the page on the next chapter, not being driven by others, but being driven by us. We must reach the point where the islands are the masters of our own businesses, where we can innovate, create, and deliver at our local, national, regional, and global levels. This is the commitment that through the Center of Excellence, this is the commitment that Abbas made for us, that we all made together in Antigua and Barbuda. This is the commitment, and this is the vision that we have to drive forward. Colleagues, let's move forward together. Let's island states be the global examples. We showed the world the importance of climate change. We must now show the world that we can create and innovate to meet our own challenges. Go forward together. I thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. As we come to the close of the afternoon's program, it is my pleasure to invite His Excellency Mohammed Said, Minister of Economic Development, Transport and Trade of the Republic of Maldives, to deliver the closing remarks. Minister.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Your Excellency Dr. Mohammad Moise, President of the Republic of Maldives, Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, Her Excellency Irtisham Adam, Your Excellency Honorable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Economic Development of Tuvalu, Your Excellency Minister of Human Resources, Culture, Tourism and Development of Palau, distinguished cabinet colleagues, ambassadors, and permanent representatives of small island developing state. Excellencies, distinguished delegates from our fellow small island developing states, leaders of the business and investment community, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon. It is my privilege to bring this opening ceremony to a close. I wish to also add a warm welcome to each of you to the beautiful Maldives. At the outset, I wish to express on behalf of the government of the Republic of Maldives our deep appreciation to the United Nations, in particular to UNOHRLLS, for the confidence placed in the Maldives to host this forum, and for its leadership, support, and tireless efforts in bringing this important forum together. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the Maldives speaks from its own experience. With a single generation, we moved from among the least developed economies in the world to graduation from least developed country status with no endowment beyond our ocean, the enterprise of our people, and a sustained commitment to pro-development policies. That experience shapes the message I wish to leave with this forum. The story of small island developing states is not a story of constraint. It is a story of possibility. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, under the leadership of President Dr. Mohammad Moise, the Maldives is guided by Vision 2040, our blueprint for attaining the status of a developed nation, built on the conviction that the private sector is an indispensable partner in that journey. That vision calls for an investment environment built on openness, security, transparency, and fairness. Our new Foreign Investment Act, the first comprehensive revision in 45 years, provides a clearer and more predictable framework for foreign investment, while directing investment towards areas where the Maldives need capital, technology, knowledge, and expertise. At the same time, our policy is clear that Maldivian businesses, including our micro, small, and medium enterprises, must have the opportunity to compete, participate, and grow. Foreign direct investments is therefore welcomed as a partner in national development, particularly in areas such as digital economy, financial services, renewable energy, fisheries, tourism, health, and education. And importantly, the benefits of investment must reach our own people. We want Maldivian businesses to grow alongside every major investment we attract. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, if we ask what confidence, I beg your pardon, in a small island economy looks like in practice, we need to look further. We need to look no further than a number of significant developments committed to the Maldives over the past year. Google has chosen the Maldives for Diwar. Its new Trans-Indian Ocean subsea cable connecting our islands with Christmas Island and Oman, together with a regional connectivity hub in the Maldivian soil. It is a decision that placed the Maldives firmly on the digital map of the Indian Ocean and gives practical substance to Maldives 2.0, inaugurated by His Excellency Dr. Mohammad Muiz. In Noon Atoll, construction is underway on the Isla Sustainable Township, Project Isla, a development of close to $1 billion United States by Crystal Holdings. It is the first sustainable township project approved under the Special Economic Zones framework and the largest private investment in the history of our country. With at least 60% of its energy requirements to be met from the renewable sources. And global hospitality brands continue to expand their portfolios and presence in the Maldives, reflecting continued confidence in our tourism sector and its long-term potential. A global technology company leading hospitality brands and the largest townships development in our history. These are investments of scale, ambition, and confidence in what small island developing states can offer. Let no one tell us that international capital will not come to our islands. It will come where the framework is sound, the process is transparent, and the welcome is genuine. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, to our fellow small island developing states, I extend a genuine invitation. Let us use this forum to build partnership among ourselves as deliberately as we build them with others, joining our project pipeline, opening our markets to one another, and speaking to investors with a common voice. And to our partners in the investment community, I say this: the discussion and encounters over the 2 days are an opportunity to move beyond dialogue and towards partnerships and projects. Excellencies, we may be diverse in geography, but united by the vastness of our oceans, the richness of our opportunities, and the ambition of our people. We come to this forum not defined by the size or circumstances, but by the scale of what we can achieve together. Let us ensure that when we depart the Maldives, we do so with partnerships formed, commitments made, and projects advanced. I wish you all a most successful and productive forum. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister, for your remarks. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the opening ceremony of the SIDS Global Business Network Forum 2026 and Island Investment Forum. I would like to extend our sincere appreciation to His Excellency Dr. Mohammad Muiz, the President of the Republic of Maldives, for gracing us with his presence at this afternoon's opening ceremony. I wish to also extend sincere appreciation to the distinguished ministers, excellencies, and distinguished attendees for joining us this afternoon. The ceremony will close with the national anthem of the Republic of Maldives. Kindly rise when the national anthem is played. Thank you and wassalam alaikum.
Dua kuramun didaya guri me salam qaumi mi ekuveri kammati tibegen guri me salam qaumi bahum ginahe dua kuramun guri me salam nasra nasiba kamiyab geram zakam himene fesarata ihudai ki fenumun kuri me salam qaumi mi ekuveri kammati tibegen kuri me salam qaumi bahum ginahe dua kunamun kuri me salam
Assalamu alaikum. Arumen demmet tibe fronna hama megenes dinis Seeds Global Business Network Forum adi Island Investment Forum fishemuge rasmiyat ade mi de forum ki mi mahuge tevi hum fansavi haddi rajyega kuriya gendiu maham jaifawa forum mi rasmiyat sharaferi kodde wafawani rasul jumhuriya Dr. Muhammad Muiz mi rasmiyatu ge mani fan dekke wahak fuluga mi kudi jazira gaum taka taragi ge no mattaka investor un hodumuge muhimmukam faha kurevi adi dibe rajyege taragi ya miharu kuramunda muhimmu masekkatta wes emanik panwani mi rasmiyatuge tereng dekke bahak fulga faha kurava fa khasa ko dive rajyege kudi adi medufantige be farita taragi kuravu mattaka miharu muhimmu masekkatta ge kuravu munda emanik panwani faha kurava fa adi jazira kudi jazira gam takum wes mifada investment fursata hoduma emanik panwani gowala fa adi alum me miha hisabu dive fulna hama me genestin rasmiyat mala fa baki walana bajjori duhakan eden wassalamu alaikum